In this lesson, we'll continue to add some details to the engine. Alright, so let's take a look at the engine that we have here. Let's start to add a few more details here as we go in. Let's go ahead and create just a polygon cylinder and create a little piece that's going to go right up in here. This is just going to be kind of a something that looks sort of functional, but that probably doesn't really do anything. We just want to have the appearance that we have some sort of mechanical stuff going on here, even though it's a pretty simplified engine that we're creating. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate it just 90 degrees, and I'll take it back to 0 in the X, and just kind of get it down into position here. Scale that out a bit, and just so it's kind of penetrating in there, and kind of scale this up a little bit too, and then scale it down in the Y. So something more like that. And then what we can do is create some interesting shapes in here just by utilizing the resolution that we have. And so I'm going to go ahead and bump up our subdivisions along the height to something more like that. Alright. And so let's go ahead and take these faces right along here. Let's go ahead and extrude those in. So kind of push those in. Let's go ahead and add some resolution right in here. Okay, and then we'll take some of these guys here, and let's take every other one. Okay, and let's extrude that. Let's pull it in, and then push it in there. Then we'll do the same thing on these. Just extrude that, and extrude one more time and push it in. Okay, and if you smooth that, you'll see those are kind of rounded off. If you like that, keep that. If you want to square those off, add some resolution in there. You can continue to come in and add a little bit more resolution to tighten some of these areas up. And up here as well. And since this is penetrating into the side, we can get rid of all of these faces inside here. So just select those end faces. You can see those there. And just delete those. Okay. We can also take maybe a few of these and pull those out. Maybe down here as well. Go ahead and extrude those out. We'll pull those straight out. Do it once to add some kind of resolution right there. Then extrude again to add the actual thickness. And then one more time. And now you can see these will be kind of curved or smooth right here. If you want to maintain that sharpness, go ahead and just add some resolution right in here. And since this is just a straight cylinder, it's not going to affect our shape at all. And now you have these extra faces from those extrusions in here that we can now delete. And then take a look at this, and you can see how we're just starting to get some interesting shapes in here, just so it looks like there's something going on, right? We can take maybe these right in here, kind of extrude those in. Pull that out a little bit. And then out here. You can see you start to get some detail right in there. So just play around with this and get some interesting shapes in here. You could come in and maybe extrude something like this. Get a nice little framework in there. Maybe push this in and then grab that framework frame there and pull that out. Give you a little bit, kind of a little bit of a bezel there. If you want to tighten that up, you can start to kind of add some resolution right in there. Something kind of like that. So just play around with that, adding detail in there on something like that. You can maybe add some more of these guys down at the bottom, or another piece over on the side. But that's kind of the idea. So you can see as you come out, you can see, wow, looks like there's a lot going on in there. You start to add enough of those things together, it starts to give it a little bit more believability. When you start to look at this and see little details here and there, it starts to help you with the credibility of your model there. So in the back, let's go ahead and add, I'm going to add an edge loop right in here. And I'm also going to select these faces, okay, and extrude these in, just scaling them in, the local axis there. Okay, let's pull this out a bit. All right, let's go ahead and straighten out these points. I just want to make kind of a straight line, so I'm going to go to the, let's go to the front view. I just want a straight line across that engine. So that looks pretty good. Now I'll select those faces and go ahead and extrude those. And we're going to extrude them straight in. So I'll go to world axis, extrude those straight in. Okay. And now let's go ahead and extrude again. This time we'll pull it straight out, and we'll scale it in slightly. Okay. Now with those faces still selected, I just hit the W key to go to translate. I'm just going to go ahead and hit Shift period to grow my selection, and let's go ahead and extract that. Okay, so we've now got this new piece that we've now extracted. We can delete our history. Okay, so we'll be able to add some detail to that coming up. Let's go ahead and add kind of a, where we can put kind of a stamped label or something on here. So we'll just create a polygon primitive cube. And go ahead and kind of scale this up. Get down into position there. And something like that. Just put it into place there. And now let's add some resolution just in the create node here. Let's go ahead and say 3, let's go 4 by 3 by 3. Okay. And now we want to move these edges, so we can just select the vertices. You can see, just scale those out towards the edge. Same thing with these. Let's scale those out. And now let's go ahead and shape these a little bit. Let's first select these edge loops and move those. And I want to move these along the object axis so they come straight out since we've already rotated this. Okay. And then we can either delete these faces on the bottom, or we can go ahead and again select the edge loop, move that down. Okay. And let's move these out to give it a little bit more shape. Scale this out. And now if we smooth this and put it, just kind of move it into the top of the engine here, we get a nice little detail on the top. Okay, so we now want to add some sort of high resolution detail that follows along this curve on the exterior here. Okay, so the kind of detail that we want to get in there means that we need to have it at a higher resolution, and we need to follow the curve. So we can actually use this geometry to create a base for that type of detail. We'll also look at doing the same sort of thing with this guy down here. So let's go ahead and continue working on the engine in the next lesson.